Hello, all the parents and students. Good to see you. I'm Melissa, the founder of UK Education Garden. Today, we're so honored to have Dr. Gillian Davis to share with us about the study skills and the reading skills. Dr. Gillian, may I hand? Yeah, I will leave it to you so you can share with our parents. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you, Melissa. It's a real pleasure to join you today. I'm the principal of Abbey College in Cambridge, and I'm going to give you a little bit of tips, hints, books to read, particularly for overseas students, international students. So that's my school you're looking at right now. So you can see it's a modern campus. So Abbey College, Cambridge was founded 28 years ago. We moved to this campus 6 years ago, and I'm delighted to say I helped design and build the college that you see there.
Wonderful.
We are an international college, so it's very much that we deliver education in facilities dedicated to international students. So everything we do is with that aim in mind. So we are a body from 45 different countries. If you include the staff, it's about 52. So we are properly international. And so we have a lot of experience in helping people who've come from other countries. We've been helping international students for at least 20 years, for the 20 years I've been principal here. So we've learned lots of things. We've got a lot of experience now at helping students. And so some of those things I thought I'd pass over to you today. The first tip, I guess, is when you're coming to the UK, is to realize that it's a new stage in your life. So it's very hard to mentally understand the differences that there'll be when you arrive. So in Abbey College, for example, we make a whole week of settling in, an induction week is what we call it, because we think settling in is crucial to a new school. It's important that you feel you belong in a new school and that you start to make friends. So we have senior students in our school that help children to settle in, to literally welcome. You can see the welcome balloons. And we have students from all nationalities involved as ambassadors welcoming you in. But as an international student, you do need to embrace the change that's happening and be open to the new experience. So actually, the first tip is be open. Be willing to be somewhere new with new people, and don't be scared by that. You'll be nervous because everybody is nervous when they go somewhere new, but a good school will welcome you, will help you settle in, will make you feel at home quickly, I would hope. So that's my first tip, is be open to experience. These are some of the facilities you see in Abbey College, Cambridge. We're a boarding school with 400 children from all over the world. And I guess the second tip is going to be about study skills. How do you go about making this transition to the UK system, if you've not been in that before, or to life in the UK and studying in the UK? So you've settled in, you've been made to feel welcome, you're starting to find your friends. The work that you're given is going to be harder than you've done before. That is normal. Every time you move up a school year, you would have noticed already it gets harder. Of course, it should get harder each step you take, each year you're in school and university. There are going to be particular features in the UK education system that you might find a little different. So what is behind the curricula of all countries, same as the UK, is knowledge. And you'll be familiar with that because every school teaches knowledge. It's a key part, of course, for a GCSE or A-level program in the UK. Content, things that you will learn in your physics and maths and economics lessons. You're familiar with that. What you're going to find new for some people, challenging for others, is we are also looking for students to become more independent in their learning. That's something that's going to be crucial as you move towards university. University is adult education, where you are expected to be fully independent. Most students that come to my school take that journey from being in a school where they're used to being given everything to a university where they have to find things out. So the tip for me would be own your learning. So the teacher will give you books, the teacher will give you content, you have a curriculum you'll be following, but you need to take responsibility for making sure that you are revising your work, you are checking the work that you get back from teachers. It's very tempting when you get work marked from a teacher just to put it away. It's your responsibility, though, as you move towards being more independent, to own your learning, to make sure you're revising, to make sure you're taking into account what the teachers say to you. So that second big tip for me is realize that you're moving to an adult world when you get to 18 and 19, where independence is valued. Start to develop that now. Start to realize you're taking responsibility. And when you have homework given back to you, you can keep learning from it, even if your teacher's not around. Good. Okay. So we'll talk a little about induction and support, because it's important when you arrive to feel welcomed. And I think it's probably important to realize tip number 3, you can read some of the points on the screen, but tip number 3 is when you're in a school like Abbey and like all the other good schools in the UK, in common with many other institutions, there is support around you. So tip 3 is realize there is support. You may not have met the matron, you may not have met a school counsellor, you may not have met the maths teacher that could help you with extra work, but those people are in your school. So in Abbey College, we have a health centre, we have a well-being area, we have many, many people around the children that you don't always realise are there, but they will always be there when you need them. So tip 3 is realise there are people who are there to support you. It could be a medical need, it could be a mental health, a well-being need. It could simply mean that you don't understand how to get better in a particular topic in your physics or your economics. So tip 3, there are people around you in all schools that have different names, different mechanisms. But if you need help, it will be there. Okay, good. So what we do for university preparation. So I'm putting up a few examples of what we do just to drive through some of these tips. We are a sixth form college, so a lot of our children are in year 12 and year 13 doing A-level or foundation. And as they're heading towards university, I mentioned they're becoming more independent with their learning, owning when they work, when they revise, and looking at the feedback from homework. We also put structures in, and all schools will do this, particularly in year 12 and 13, to help you prepare for university. Which brings us on to a very important tip, which is if you are going to go to university after school, most children I see do, you've now got to own another dimension, which is wider reading. So you can see these are the 4 things we do in year 12 and year 13 to help children learn more about a topic they want at university. So we're not talking really about the A-level textbook, what your teacher is giving you for homework, what the tests are on. We're talking about you now becoming interested in broader work. And so, for example, if you were going to apply to medical school, because I'm a big fan of reading, we would be giving you in the second course down, the pre-degree diploma, we'd be giving you access to our medical library if you wanted medicine at university. And we'd be saying to you, well, this is a good book to read, or this is a good book to read, or this one. So we actually have physical copies of the books. They're very easy to get hold of in England, of course. And the reason we would recommend books such as these, I have my own library here, is because other students who wanted medicine before at Abbey read them and found them useful when they applied to university. And that, if you like, for a high school like ours with a sixth form, is really the aim of the game, is helping you to get to a great university. And, you know, if you're going for a business course, it's this book. Read that one. Good to Great.
Oh, yes.
Brilliant book. It's engineering. I've got books coming all over. There's engineering books. So I've got my own personal library and I read them as well. But that's my most important tip perhaps now, is make sure that you are trying to engage beyond your curriculum. So the curriculum is what the teachers give you. At university, when you get there, you're expected to do more. Start that in year 12 or year 13. Start reading. It's very easy to find books these days. It's very easy to get advice. And in a college like Abbey, we've got shelves of them. Final tip from me, and that is the most important tip for an international student or an overseas student when they come to the UK. I've mentioned specifics about reading, getting help, being independent. Actually, make sure that you do join in. When you have access to football, basketball, badminton, swimming, dance, yoga, chemistry club, debate club, trips over, when you've got access to all these things in your school, take part. Because another difference you might find is when you enter high schools in England, particularly at the later stages, year 12 and 13, a lot of the activities are voluntary. That means you choose. So my last tip for you is join in. Sign up to debate club, sign up to chess club, all the sports, whatever it is. You will enjoy your time more. You will make friends. Your social skills will develop, and you'll have a better experience in school. Good.
Those are very good tips.
Now,
Thank you.
I'm going to leave you with a couple of more books. Because
more books, great.
These are my favorites, okay? So I've got two more books to end because I'm a biologist. So I showed you some books for medicine, business, for engineering. As a microbiologist, these are my two favorite books at the moment. Other Minds, Entangled Life. They're my favorite science books because they changed how I saw biology. That doesn't happen very often. And then one shameless plug. If you're interested in the UK education system, I've actually written a book with a friend of mine called Martin Stevens, and that book is a guide to all of this. So that's another tip for you if you are interested in learning more. It's a very detailed account of colleges, of schools, traditional, modern, all the different options available, all the different histories and backgrounds, a lot of information there. So by all means, get yourself a copy, and I think you'll do well from the advice that particularly Martin Stevens, because he's been a head teacher in two of the very top schools in the UK. Well, Melissa, that is my tips for you.
Let me just recap, Gillian. You've given us 4 big tips. The first one is be open. You need to open yourself and join in. That is the last tips, but it's the most important.
Yeah.
And also try to get help if needed. Be aware of help which is available for international students. I just wonder, you're so busy. How could you find time to write a book?
Well, because, it's one of those things. I'm writing a book about something I know and something I'm very passionate about. So in those cases, it's quite easy to write. The words are already in your head. You just need to find the time to sit down and do it. And actually, I did it in the summer holiday. So there you go. That's what I did in my study at home.
I'm aware that a lot of students are currently having exams or their parents are working. But if you found this video very useful, could you please share with your friends or the students who are coming to the UK for boarding school? I'm sure Dr. Davis' advice are very, very good. Thank you so much, Dr. Davis. Hope to see you next time in Cambridge. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.